I'll ever see is out of your mind. Long as you know, defeat can be requested. Just put your face at the bottom of mine.
New rebels.
All because you turned.
Roxbury bound.
Because you turned.
To matter
My
pain.
nigga, you turned.
Where you at?
Nigga, you turned.
Come grab some
Because your
ass.
ass you turned.
Cause you turned.
Nigga, you turned.
Cause you turned.
Everywhere I go, it's like somebody's fucking turned.
Good morning, good afternoon, and motherfucking good night. We are back with another episode of Niiice and Bless podcast show. I am Bless, and to my right is the one and only
Niiice.
So let's go. How was your week, my brother? I'm loving the energy.
Yo, man, my week started off really slow, and then I caught wind of this 62-year-old man that ended up breaking this Guinness Book of World Record planking challenge. I don't even know if it was a challenge or whatever, but he instantly made me feel lazy and made me step my shit up this week. Like, he really did. Like, I was in places sweating like, all right, did I get everything done? Shit, I still got to go do this.
You just flexing
Break.
your core?
I kept everything tight while I was going. I kept everything tight.
Fuck that shit. Honestly, I've been at the gym all week, and I still feel like I'm not living up to my best.
Yo, and I still, like, I got stuff done, and I still had time left over, but I was like, I could have got it done 20 minutes faster, or like X, Y, and Z time. You know what I mean?
You know what's crazy? You and my wife was telling me about that story, and I was just like,
Man,
I was like, that's what white people do. I was like,
yeah, I agree with you. It was a 62-year-old man, like I said, former Marine, George Hood, reclaimed it, I guess, for America. He broke the Guinness Book of World Records longest plank.
And don't get me wrong, that's an amazing feat.
8 hours.
But
man.
it's like, where the fuck do they get these ideas to keep doing this shit?
That's a good question. I mean, at 62, he's probably
Who was
retired.
the first person to plank? I
don't
have
know.
so many questions.
That's a good point. That's a really good point. I didn't even think about it like that. Yeah, who was?
I wonder what the Guinness Book World Record stuff like. I want to see everything that's in that book, like the longest person to hold their shit.
Now, when you say shit, you mean the bowel movement?
Yeah, that's what I say. Oh man, you got me saying. You tricked me.
That's one, people.
No,
That's one.
You know, there's certain questions you can't answer without saying like, yeah, like. All right, everybody. I'm letting you know right now. I'm trying to cut down on my ends. You know what I'm saying? Because today
He doesn't want to say nigga as much as he does.
No, want to know why? Because, yo, it's sad, right? We was doing a podcast show this whole month and we not once said, shout out to Black History Month.
No, we didn't. Shout out to Black History Month.
Who are we? I was in the shower like, oh, son of a bitch. Like, yeah. I was really like, oh, we're terrible.
Well, hold on. No, we didn't shout it out, but we did make mention of, black-owned entrepreneurial businesses.
Ooh, yeah, we did.
We did.
Thank you.
We did.
But did we say Happy Black History Month?
No, we didn't. But we did.
Happy Black History Month.
There we go.
I thought you was giving him the finger for a second. Don't ask me why.
Yo.
Do not ask me why.
Yo, you're terrible.
Don't ask me why. I'm going to say this nigga.
You was about to do it.
This
And I would have
brother,
been.
this colored person.
Yeah. No. But regardless, how was your week?
It was cool. I've been editing, doing mad video projects, going crazy in my house because I got 2 dogs who need more attention than my wife, evidently. Yo, I don't. If you want a life, don't get dogs. Don't. I hate my life. Really
Because
do.
of your dogs.
Because it's a guilt factor. Like, I don't like these dogs, but they already kind of like grew. They grew on me.
They're your family.
And then on top of that, like, they just stare at me all day. Like, what are we doing today? And I be looking back at them like nothing. Like, go run around. That's why I brought both of y'all together so you could keep each other company. And they just sit there and just fucking stare at me. And do you want to hear the funny part about this story? Guess who asked for these motherfucking dogs?
You.
No!
Oh.
Not at all!
Yo, that's how it usually be, though.
No, story of my life, right? Just like childhood. Guess who brought home a pit bull? Like, oh,
you
yeah.
having a flashback right now.
And then guess who begged me for these fucking dogs? And then she come home and she's gone. 3 pets, nigga. She got me saying the N-word, yes. 3. And I watch her, and I just be sitting there like, you gonna ask me for this Power Wheel and not even drive this motherfucker?
Motherfucker, what the fuck?
Yo, you don't understand. And they stare at her. I'm like, yo, you don't even show these dogs no attention. Like, I'm busy. Like, what the fuck did you want them for?
Yeah,
And then I feel bad.
Your dogs.
But then I feel bad at the end of the day, I'm like, you know when you just be sitting up in the morning and one of those that pet commercial come on, it'd be like,
It's
these
all the
dogs, they don't
like
ask to be
stranded
here.
dogs and stuff like that.
And the dog be shaking looking like my dogs. What? And I be all feeling bad, like, yeah, you never asked to be here. This is why I went plant-based in the first place. And then grow on me again. So that's how my fucking week's been going. But I caught Altered Carbon. I caught a great show. I'm sorry.
in the midst of being absolutely pissed
Oh
off
my
about
God.
the dogs in his life.
I'm only laughing because I'm just, honest, I had some
Full
tincture
transparency.
again, and I feel amazing. I really do.
That's a good thing. As long
And
as
on
you
top
feel
of that,
amazing.
I didn't forget nothing for this vlog. Usually I always forget something, guys. This time I forgot nothing, except to wear a better shirt.
So he did forget something.
Cause I swear, this,
Motherfucker's camera on. Everybody now he wearing pink.
is that salmon, motherfucker? I got married man colors on.
Yeah, you do.
My wife be dressing me like a Dominican.
As long as you ain't got khakis and flip flops on,
Nah, yo,
you good for now.
the boat shoes you mean?
Yo,
Those are coming. You know when you start getting in better shape, you start feeling yourself more. Those are coming. Those are coming.
I mean that's fine, but
Telling you,
the
those are-
khakis,
the khakis folded up. Yup. Oh, yup. They coming.
the cargo pants khakis.
Nah, not with them big ass pockets. You know I'm short. I don't look right with no big ass pockets like that. I'm talking like the khakis. You said the khaki pants.
Listen,
I'm gonna roll them bitches up like Pablo. Listen, man. With the married life,
I
man.
ain't
That's
judging.
married life.
I ain't judging.
The
you.
wife behind me in Burlington Coat Factory, like, you look nice in this. Like, you know what? Give it a look. I'll be doing my Tory Lanez. I've been broken a bit of this.
No. But back up. I need to be okay with this.
If it was up to me, I'd be wearing blue jeans and white tees. She adds flavor to my life. What can I say? I'm boring, bro. Even you said it. Sometimes I look in the mirror and be like, I started dressing like my dad and never realized it. Like, that's so weird. It's annoying. All right, and let's dive.
Let's
shall
keep
we?
diving.
I'm sorry.
But how was that Altered Carbon?
It's good. It gives me a preview of the future. When people are not like, it's just a bunch of. It's about pretty much people don't like dying anymore, so they came up with a way to put their conscious and back it up to like a disk drive and put in different bodies that they call sleeves.
Oh, like selfless.
Yeah,
Okay, that's dope. That's dope.
it is dope. The show's dope, but I'm like,
I mean, when I
ain't
say
stupid.
dope, it really, a lot of these fictional shows are derived from somewhere that is serious.
Yep,
Like, a lot of people are like, oh, it's fake.
that's all. I'm
You
like.
really think people have that great of imagination? Settle down. You know what I mean? Like, nah.
Well,
But that sounds interesting, though. I might have to take a look at that shit.
no, I'm in thought right now because I always had that theory about like aliens and shit. Like, you really think these motherfuckers are that creative?
Man, they out here, B.
Yo, I'm telling you, and I'll say this. This is the last thing I'm going to say before we dive into our topics. Remember, I told you the U.S. Navy finally came forth and said that UFOs are real.
Yes.
All that shit that everyone been seeing and that the U.S. Air Force was seeing on their recorded, their dash cam or whatever you call it, their fighter cam. They're like, yo, those are, bro, it's
Yo,
coming.
we could take a deep dive. I had a conversation with somebody that was like confirming some shit about me in the ocean between Alaska and Russia that kind of blew my mind, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It was different. It made a lot of sense, but I was like,
Put it on the topic board.
I will. We'll talk about. We'll take a deep dive into
We'll
that.
dive next week.
We'll take a deep
definitely
dive
will.
on that. That shit was real.
But on this week with the topics, I see that you put in here the story about Lamont McIntyre.
Yes.
Now, the story is that earlier this week, he was released from jail after being in prison for 23 years for a 1994 double murder in Kansas that he did not commit. Now, the officers involved lied and altered evidence along with coercing witnesses to say it was him, even though it wasn't. Now, he was recently awarded $1.55 million along with a certificate of innocence and will be seeking further justice along the way. Now, thank the gods for DNA evidence, and this man will keep on fighting, along with financial retribution, however you want to say
restitution.
Restitution. What did I say? Retribution.
Retribution.
What's retribution? Like
Revenge. Yeah.
he should get retribution.
He gonna go right back to fucking jail.
No, but it should be legal.
Let's set it down.
If we was in Asia,
We're not.
but if we were,
We would have coronavirus right
If-
now, so we're not going there.
Nigga, we in America. See, you gonna have me say the N word because you say clever shit.
I'm trying, bro.
You gonna say
I'm
clever-
trying.
We in America with the coronavirus.
True.
Don't act like they don't know. I told you, look on the back of your Lysol, bro, and it says it right there. Prevents human coronavirus.
You were right when I seen it.
You know what ticked me off? My uncle gonna send me a video. He gonna say, "Neff, check this out." Why you sending it to me? I done told you about this last month. Like, why you what? Like, what the like?
Oh, now you want to talk about it?
Yo, I gotta learn to take that because he told me, he was like, "Nah, you right, you was right, you was right." I gotta learn to take it better because stop playing with that. You know that's feedback on the bike, right?
Oh, I didn't even know. It was
I'm
my
let
bad. Proceed.
Sorry,
Talk
guys.
about your uncle. Talk about your uncle.
Sorry.
Talk about your uncle.
Yo, I know, right?
Talk about
The
your
great
uncle.
me and your uncle, motherfucker.
Talk about your uncle.
No, listen. All I'm saying is be careful out there, guys, because they are quarantining and everything like that. And it's starting to look like World War Z. Next thing you know, they calling for city quarantines, and you got military zones, and that's it. That's all.
Jersey barriers everywhere, blocking off certain sections, all types of
I
craziness.
told you. What did I tell you in the last episode? This is the start of the zombie virus. Zombies.
Yeah.
I know we sound cuckoo, but anyways, so now back to this story with Lamont McIntyre, right? Now, along with him, I've read an article from 2017 that said African Americans convicted of a murder or sexual assault are more likely than their white counterparts to be later found innocent of the crimes, and that there were nearly 2,000 exonerations nationwide over the 3 decades. Now, is there any dollar amount that is worth doing time for a crime you did not commit?
No. I don't even have to let you finish. No.
Well, I mean, you put the question though, because I know that shit bothered you. Like, motherfucker. But
It was the first thing that kind of came to my mind. Like, once they said the dollar amount, and then I looked at the amount of time that man lost in his life, I was like, yo, is there really a dollar amount to how much time you can do being incarcerated that you could be okay with? And for me, nah, not at all.
now, I must know, have you ever been incarcerated before?
Nope.
See, I to say there's a bunch of dudes that's been behind the wall like, sign me up, Captain.
That's fine.
Not for no 23 though, for like maybe like 5-10 years.
That's what I'm saying. He lost 23 years of his life.
Yeah, he should get more money. Maybe is that the question you want to ask then?
Nah,
is the
because
money enough?
All right, let me.
This
is where I'm gonna go with it. If they gave me the option up front of an X amount of dollars for X amount of time, I'm probably still gonna say no. But if I did time and then at the end of it they realized I was wrongfully accused and they had to give me restitution,
So like what just happened?
I'm gonna fight for more than that.
Okay, so you're gonna fight for more than the 1 million.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It just whatever the dollar amount is, I'm fighting for more than that because you don't know what that man lost or what you would lose within that time that you've done. You could have lost a family member. You could have lost the potential of having kids. You could have been incarcerated and gotten a life-altering injury in there that would have never happened to you if you weren't in that said position. Anything is possible to happen.
23 years. So how long ago that happened?
23 years.
1997.
Something like that, yeah, bro.
1997. Damn, he just.
That's a lot of time,
Yo,
fam.
but for him, that's like a time jump. He came out and was like, doo doo.
Dog, there was no cell phones
Oh,
like
yo,
that in
yo,
97,
Can
fam.
you imagine the?
There's Teslas now. There was not an electric car when he
No,
went
and I'm not
in.
making light of it because I know he's just happy to be home because he was supposed to do.
Oh, yeah.
He's supposed to do double
Life.
murder,
Yeah.
and that's crazy that people don't think we live in like a racist America or a racist country.
There's people that want to put a blind eye to it or like for me personally,
Okay, when you say people, right? I have a better question.
Mm-hmm.
When you say people, are we talking about a mixture of people? Because I seem to find that more of our people turn a blind eye to. it.
yeah. I when I say that, I do mean a mixture. I do
You
mean
mean
a mixture.
Nah, I think majority of our people turn a blind eye to it. Just pray. You know how many times I heard
But
this?
you can go
Just
into-
pray to Jesus and Lord Savior.
But those are the people that you come across on a daily basis. But you could even look in the news and be like, and see our white counterparts like, well, if you didn't talk to the police this way, this would have never happened to you. And it's the same thing that the person saying pray to Jesus is saying.
But reason that I think that there's more people of our hue that defend that is because they're the ones. Because, like you said, those people say that, and our hue is always trying to live up to what they're doing. The other people,
right.
Even though
I
they don't
understand
even they don't study, so they think if they sound bad on the criminals, they'll be accepted more by that other color also.
Yeah.
So that's
You're
why
right.
I'm just like, and that's why if you got the religious folk, oh boy, there's nothing that the Lord does that's not planned. Like, yeah, so 23 of my goddamn years down the drain for your Lord's plan.
Right. Now, I'm going to knock on wood. I haven't had any substantial run-ins with the law at all in my life. Nothing that could say, damn, I was racially profiled. Damn, they were picking on me because I fit a description. I was doing something, or wrong place, wrong time, any of those things, right? But with that same thing being said, I'm not going to be naive to the fact that people of my hue, shout out to the word you just used, being picked on by the authorities. Because it happens. There's tons of stories. There's tons of black men, even some black women that go through this on a regular basis.
Yeah, because somebody would say, well, maybe if you wasn't around, yeah, that happens, We had a...
Not touching that. Not touching that.
We
But
know-
you're right, though.
We know people that'll be like, well, hey, what were you doing out at 10 o'clock at night?
What were you doing to deserve that to happen to you?
So you think grabbing groceries at 10 o'clock at night does not cause attention towards your way? Like, oh my God.
I'll give you a perfect example of it. There was a Milwaukee Bucks player, Sterling Brown.
Oh, that old video?
Yes, I forgot it was on video. He went to CVS to get something. Now, granted, he parked in the fire zone to run inside and came out, and they was trying to do him dirty. They was trying to do him dirty out there. They were trying to lock him up and do all types of, profiling on him because a black man in Milwaukee. I ain't from Milwaukee. I don't know too many people from Milwaukee, so I don't know too many black people that are out there that, are doing what he was doing at that time.
So let me ask you this, though. How many times can you say that you've had a positive interaction with police?
I've had a lot more positive than negative. I'm going to be honest
police?
with you. Yeah. I got to be honest.
Really?
Yeah. I can give you the exact instant that I've had a bad experience with them.
I've had nothing but bad. Nothing.
And again, to the point I made, there's a lot more people that have had bad than majority good, like I have. I've had nothing but, I'll give you a perfect example. I was going with one of my homeboys to go get something from one neighborhood to another. We got pulled over, all right? At the time, I had freshly got my license to carry, right? We got pulled over. My man had dropped car, loud exhaust, cracked taillight, right? We were like, damn, this is about to be ugly for us, right? We in the hood, and it was D-boys, detectives. So they come, and the thing that always bothered me with it, why are you coming to both sides of the car for IDs? The man that's driving is the one that you're supposed to be talking to, in my eye. That's just my opinion. But anyway, took both of our IDs, and then they went back. They came back to the car and only took me out of the car, right?
That nigga snitched on you.
No, that's not how it went down.
Hey, man, there's a gun in the car. It's not mine.
Not how it went down.
On the passenger
Let
side.
me explain the story.
He told on you.
So I get out the car, and these dudes, two white boys, cool as hell with me. What's going on, man? What precinct you work at? What's your shift? Da-da-da-da. And at first, I was confused. I'm like, what are y'all talking about? You a cop, right? Nah. You got a license to carry and you from the hood? Yeah. Because it's my right as an American citizen. Oh, man, here's my card. You should really be one of us. I'll be one of your references. Trust me. They go to start getting in their car, right?
I'm about to pack my shit up right now. Who do you work for? Who do you work?
Listen,
White
cut
people. Caucasians treat you like that, huh?
Yes, dead serious.
That don't mean that was being nice. They definitely profiled you by saying,
Which
"What are
is-
you got a gun license from the hood?"
And
Yeah.
they probably were.
They profile. No, that's exactly what they were doing.
Regardless
I'd be
of
like,
what.
why
Regardless
are
of
you around
what.
here? Where
Regardless
do
of
you live
what.
at? Self.
I never got. But see, that's the thing. I
We live
never.
in South End? That's what they would have told you.
No, actually, at the time, my residence was not in
you.
Boston.
Not you. Them.
But regardless of what, so they're getting ready to go back in the car, right? So I was like, "So is everything all right?" He was like, "Yeah, man, just tell you, man, to get his stuff fixed and everything like that." Da da da. So I get in the car, and he's sweating. He's like, "What's going on?" So I was like, "Oh, we straight. Let's go." And a lot of my interactions are that way because whenever they pull you over, they can pull over and see everything that you have.
I don't know, man. I don't niggas. They don't take me out the car every time.
I ain't had that.
Every time. Matter of fact, let me. I wrote down a story that actually happened to me. Now I've been stopped plenty of times by police. On one occasion, after leaving work in a dress shirt, slacks, and a tie, D-boys jumped out and asked where the drugs at. Before I could answer, they're patting me down. Dead serious. Then the other dude goes, "Oh, but we're looking for guns." I'm like, "But the first thing you asked for is drugs." That makes no sense. Like, bro, I work for the health commission. Like, I had a great job. Then the second one, I was coming out of probation. I literally made it a block over from the courthouse in Dorchester, and gang unit hopped out talking about where the guns at. You look like you got a big gun on you. I'm like, dude, I'm fresh out. Like, this is my dad's jacket. I don't ever have positive situations with police. Never.
And majority of the people
Never. There was a situation.
Don't.
Me and Cuzzo was driving down East Selden Street, and we simply pulled over, and this woman started running up the street talking about, "They're trying to kill me," and we like, who? She was talking about us.
Oh shit!
Then I swear, I swear.
No, I believe
I
you.
was with Cuzzo Paws, and we was going to see Ketchup. That's an inside joke, I know. But my thing is it's like, are you kidding me? Because we pulled over, and it was a woman of our hue. And the police pulled up on us quick, and sure enough, he hopped out the car, acted a fool. But my thing is just like, I've never had a positive, never. I mean, one time I was walking to the station. I was like 18, going to the square, or whatever, and they just pulled up on me. "What's going on? Where you going?" I'm like, I don't know. I got frozen. I got caught out and everything. So I'm like, I'm going to jail tonight. 'Cause little did they know.
He's like, "That's where I'm going."
Little did they know I had mad weed on me. So I was just like, oh, this would be the night.
Case in fucking point,
No,
right
but
there.
that
No,
one
I'm just
time,
playing.
my thing is like, why do we have a golden rule when we hit that strip in Milton where everybody knows, don't you speed?
No, you come down like a mile under the speed limit.
And you can always tell the out of towners because they be flying in the roads. I'd be like, click, go ahead, sacrifice yourself. And sure enough, the cop hop out from behind the tree, or even if you're driving 4 deep with black people, minorities in the car. That shit happened to me when I was fresh out.
Oh, that's one thing I never do. I got rules when I drive.
But isn't that sad though that we have to have
Yeah.
rules where we can't have more
Yeah.
than 1 or 2 black people in our car
Yeah.
because we know that causes attention.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
I never thought about it like that, but yeah, that's one of my rules. Like, yo, driver seat, passenger seat. The back seat's just for look. That's
Yeah.
how it's always been for me.
And then all right. So on a lighter note, and what happens when you get followed by the police? Yo, don't nobody turn around.
And it's going to be one that does it.
Huh?
There's always one.
Woo! What's going on, guys? And then sure enough, one dude's like, "Yo, I got a warrant." Don't say like, dude, are you kidding me?
I've honestly sat here with that note there and really had to go up and down my life to think about the negative interactions. I really haven't had any.
I've never had a good one. Even to the point when I used to get locked, like when I got raided, and I'm like, yo, these dudes are violating all my rights. Like, I'm just like, there are no rights with these dudes. They do not play fair. And they'll tell you, like, they're a gang. They think they're a gang, too. Like, the movies don't be lying when they be at their own little bars, like, hoorah.
Yeah.
Really,
Don't go to a cop bar.
They be in they shit like, yeah, man, I was dealing with those tough triads. Like, bro, shut the fuck up. You signed up to be a cop. Like, that's entailed. That's why they gave you a gun. Like, but I feel like cops really, on the low, want to be black people. Because I used to go to the nightclubs and see them acting just like the drug dealers.
What about the black cops?
Huh? Oh, they some sellouts. Uncle Tom's is what we call
Oh
it.
shit!
I think black cops are some sellouts.
All right.
What did I say?
No.
You gave me the
bad.
already
Oh,
my wife
bad.
gives me.
No.
Like, whoo, you're in trouble.
I thought you were gonna elaborate. That's why I said that.
Okay,
that way.
so when I say I feel that all right, so you know what the cop system is, right? All that happened was the bounty hunters and the slave drivers, all that. When slavery was over, they just gave them a badge. That's why it looks just like the same little slave badge. Then on top of that, you already know they here to oppress. And if you notice, you ever see the videos with the cops, you can see it in their face. They know what's going on is wrong, but they follow suit because they have to just stick with their brothers.
It's like that old homeboy from Life that had the shotgun that had it on him while they was in jail. I might be thinking of the wrong movie, but I think it's the right one.
When he's like, "Don't cross that line."
It was a black
He liked
dude.
him, and he still had to shoot him. He had to
Yeah.
do his job.
Yeah.
And they, because that's the thing, and that's why it's just like the NFL. Anything when they get in front of a board and they're like, "Yeah, well, you know, we don't agree, or we do agree with what he did." That's why majority of situations are not guilty. They have to keep a president. Now the president says we stick together. Police keep the authority because if we allow people now to have more rights, that's going to make it harder for us to do our job. Even if in these many instances they're going to, you know what I'm saying, going too hard. That's why I'd be like, how can you be a black man and be in your own, policing your own neighborhoods and allowing this dude who's not even from the community to hop out? And my thing is it's to protect and serve us. But they'll say, this is my street. No, it ain't. Because guess what? When I go to court, you ain't even going to be there.
Right.
It's going to be the
That'd be
judge giving
true.
me time. It's going to be the lawyer. Unless they call you for it, and majority of the time, they don't want to do that.
Right.
That's my thing. Like, that's why I say, think about the police system. That's why I don't rock with it. I hate people like, I'm just doing my job. Nigga, how many jobs is out there? How many jobs out there? You ever notice the black and blue sticker stripe? That's a gang stripe. That's to let other cops
they
know
flag.
not to pull me over. I'm related to a cop.
You know what that stripe really is for?
What?
It's a fisherman marker that they took it over and made it that
Oh, okay. I see
to
what
be
you're saying.
known.
No, and that's just my belief on police. I know you always have. We always have those people out there. It's like, oh, not every cop's is a bad cop. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was some nice slave owners too. Gave you an extra piece of pie.
And I don't want you to misconstrue my words with saying that, you know, to that point that there's some nice ones out there, this, that, and the third. I just never had any negative interaction to be like, yo.
Don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure there are good cops out there. But I don't. I'm pretty sure there was some. I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of people from a bunch of Jewish people, and I'm not making light of it. That could be like, yeah, there were some nice Nazis, but when you didn't do what they want, they showed their true colors.
Yeah,
power is power. You see what I'm saying? Like even army men. Nothing against army men, but I'm volunteering to now sign up to go oppress a bunch of other people. Meanwhile, no one's helping me out in my singular life situation.
I would have joined the army. If I had to relive my teenage life,
I
graduate
tried
high
to.
school,
I
would have.
I tried to join when I was young and dumb, and I'm happy I didn't because I woke up. I would have been over there oppressing people that look like me.
That's real.
I'm not doing that.
That's real.
I'm in a country where I don't even have rights. Let's be real. I can't. Like I said, a bunch of white people driving the car. It's just a carpool. We do it. We a gang. Where y'all going? You know what I'm saying? Trust me, we know cops. I remember a cop told me about his precedents. Yeah, they said to look for look for young black men driving cars that they look like they should not be driving, and wearing fitted caps.
Mm-hmm.
Fitted caps is a bad, and I remember he told me that. See, that's why I say like, that's my curse. I have a great memory. So I know it's one thing we're very empathetic as a culture, but we forget our past very quickly. You know what I'm saying? Like.
But it goes back to your point. People are trying to impress the oppressor. So it's not that they forget it. They just want to get in their good graces a lot of the times.
Yeah, I mean, and don't get me wrong. It's just not black people. Our African Americans, Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, they go through the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
Puerto Ricans will tell you they white. But if you think about it, why wouldn't he think that? Because they portray Christopher Columbus as a Spaniard, who to them is Spanish descent. See what I'm saying? But he was white. People always think Christopher Columbus is white. Even though those people, I would not. That's why I say, like, there's so much history, man, of being oppressed as a black person where I'm just like, you really think we was in Africa worshiping a white god?
I tell people that all the time. You want to be so spiritual. Why don't you find out what your religious background is? Not even your religious background, what your spiritual background is from your original clan back in Africa.
But-
I ask people that all the time.
But yeah, we'll dive into that on some other episodes with some
Put a
deeper
button on
topics.
it.
But let's get back to even about the police, right? So footage was released of a arrest that went down last year, September 2019, in Orlando, of a 6-year-old girl who was arrested for having a tantrum in school. Now, mind you, later come find out the mother told him that she has sleep apnea, so she's gonna have these symptoms.
The daughter had sleep
Yeah.
apnea. Okay.
They knew that. The school knew that. But the school still called the police and said that she assaulted them, and so the police put her in wire ties behind her back, mind you, and in the back of a police car. Little girl screaming, she's traumatized, and I tell people that stuff sticks with you.
Yeah.
You'll never forget that. That right there just took a chip away from her innocence.
That
She's gonna be skewed now.
children are sponges.
She will never like
She
police
soaked
again.
that shit up.
Yep. Now, this happened back in 2019, like I said, in September. The officer was fired, but the footage was finally released earlier this week. Now, as a father, how would this video make you feel if this would happen to be one of your daughters? Like, if you was in this, like, how does this footage make you feel seeing it, knowing that you're a father?
You ruined my child. That's the first thing that comes to mind. Like, when it comes to my kids, rage is second to me. But making sure that their well-being is the first thing in the forefront of my mind always.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing that I'm thinking is, oh, y'all fucked up. You just ruined my child. You just ruined somebody that was pure, that looked at you, the teacher, looked at you, the cop, as a good person. And then you did this to them when they were just doing something out of, I didn't even know it was sleep apnea, because she has this problem. Oh, you ruined her. Now she's going to look at you wrong. She's going to look at you wrong all the time now. I mean, and then from there, oh, there's got to be consequences for your actions. I'm coming
Well, I
for
mean,
you.
the cop got fired, but
I'm coming for them. And I don't necessarily mean that in a violent way. I would want to in my mind, but you got to fight them the way they would fight you. I'm coming for y'all in the worst way possible. I want him fired. I want your chief fired. I want this teacher fired. I want the superintendent gone. I want all of y'all, because you know what? There's checks and balances in place. I let y'all know what was going on, but yet y'all still violated my kid with knowing all of this. Y'all all have to be gone. Y'all all have to be
I
gone.
know, and I think the principal and all of them still have their jobs.
Oh, and see, that's my point.
And I believe they do, yeah.
That's my point. Like, you gotta. They would do it to you. They would go after you to the full extent of whatever they can. So I'm gonna do the same thing.
And kids have great memories.
She's
That
never
little
gonna
girl's-
forget that.
She's never gonna trust police again.
She's never gonna forget that.
And there's even
feel bad.
There's even a situation right now where there's a young little boy facing assault charges for playing a game of dodgeball in gym class.
Really?
Yeah. How do you catch assault charges? And I think the kid is only like
What do
10.
you headhunt him? Caught him in the head or something like
Ain't
that?
nobody that nice with it. But I
I
guess
mean,
the kid
it's not that he was nice. He probably caught a lucky strike and hit the dude nice.
But we all know that is what's gonna happen playing dodgeball.
Yeah.
The sting of the red ball in your face
But
was
again,
a rite of passage back in my
that-
day.
If you really want to look at who should be responsible, it should be the gym teacher.
But they're not. It's a little black boy, so you already know how that.
Right,
played out.
right,
Come
right.
on,
I'm
cuz.
just, you know what I mean?
Come on, cuz. In the
but
world of
to-
common sense, but we gotta remember, common sense is not so common.
No, but going back to your point of the counterpart, if it was a white person, that teacher would have got it. You feel me? If it was a white kid that did it,
Yeah.
and damaged the kid, the teacher would have got that. The teacher would have lost his job.
Now, with that being said, is it time for parents to start homeschooling their kids? I mean, they already lie about our history, anyways, and overall, it'll be an awesome bonding experience.
What do you think? I'll give you my point right after. I'm just kind of curious
Well,
how
I mean,
you feel about it.
When you think about the format of school, I believe it divides families more than it brings them together. Meaning you're at work, they're at school, and when you all get home, you barely have time for each other. And the ones that do have time rather spend it by themselves or watching TV. So in the end, teachers have more of an understanding of your kids than you do. For example, parent-teacher conferences. They're sitting there telling you things about your child that you literally probably don't even know.
I understand that.
So I feel like even though I understand the usual argument, because we talked about this before, is that you'll be worried about the friend thing.
That's part of my argument. It's not necessarily the friend thing. It's
But-
the lack of social skills that the child will be able to develop, not having
Well,
other interactions other than you, said siblings, if
see,
they have
you
them.
can set up,
and
but my thing is, you can set up situations that
could.
you don't have to just be. 'Cause I'm telling you right now, most
but
kids in school.
to that point, how many people that do homeschool set up these different other activities outside of what they're doing on a normal basis, day to day at home?
Yo, no
not a
lie.
lot.
If
Not
I
a
was
lot.
So, if I always wanted to homeschool my kid. If I was to homeschool it, oh, she'd be set.
See, here's the thing with me.
Because you know
um,
what I realized too? Not to keep cutting you off.
No, that's cool.
The whole social situation, I understand what you mean. But have you really thought about what high school was?
And I don't mean social as in, I don't mean it as far as interacting.
Mm-hmm.
Understanding that there are different people. This person's tapped, so I got to stay away from this type of person. Oh, this person is a slick talking person, so he's gonna try to do some slick shit. I gotta be aware of that type of person.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this person is a real humble person, and I can learn something from him. Oh, this person's very educated and gets what's being told to him on a different level than maybe all of us are understanding. That's what I really mean
but
with
they
social.
They could literally get that just by doing after school programs.
But to my point, I was saying how many people that
You'd
do
be surprised. There's a
homeschool-
lot of people that do that, and even more.
Maybe
they,
so,
They,
but
they even
I-
set up. But how many people do you know homeschool?
I know a few personally.
And what do they do for their kids? Do you ask them this, or do you just assume?
No, I do ask
So
them.
what do they do for social?
Nothing.
Because
They're at home.
The kids are how old are the kids?
One of them is 18 now. And the only interaction outside of the house is church.
Oh, well, that explains. Okay, yeah. But all right, so if it was me, I know I would set up social, because I don't want my kid to be a head case, because I know what it's like to not have friends at all.
Right.
So it's just like, I don't want my kid being freaking Joaquin Phoenix from the Joker and shit.
I was
But
like, Joaquin is
the
like that?
reason I even say homeschooling is good in my book, though, is because think about the status quo that schools create for you and your kid versus them. Meaning, they already lied to them from day one. The Pilgrims came and everybody had it happy. They teach them the history that they want to know.
See,
And I feel like that's why we have more people nowadays that's like, no, not my president, not my law. This is the greatest country we ever, because they're being told this.
and see, this is where I differ a little bit with the whole breakdown of what you gave. Yes, the teacher is going to have a lot more time Monday through Friday with your child than you are with work. But the cop-out I see is you not putting in that extra effort at the end of the day to know your child.
Who, them or?
Not you. I'm talking about people in general
But
that
even-
will come
even-
home and get into this routine of all right, I'm home now. I gotta clean. I gotta cook dinner. I gotta clean again, and then make sure everything's ready for the next day. Now it's time for bed. If you set up correctly and know you can allot this amount of time to have a sit down and look at
But
your
even-
children's homework to see that, to your point, oh, they're teaching you some bullshit. Let me give you a little knowledge while I'm making sure this is correct to what they want to see.
Very true, but
I do that.
But my thing is that them teachers still have an advantage. You don't. They have 8 hours a day with your kids.
But then you have, okay, fine.
You have
You're
3
very right.
hours a day
That's
versus
fine.
their 8. They
But
get
you
40
have-
hours a week.
I have a whole weekend where I can only speak for myself. I'm not speaking for everybody else. I have a whole weekend which I go over my kids' homework on the weekends to see, all right, they're going over this with you. This isn't going to be beneficial to you because X, Y, and Z. And then my daughter, my oldest, she asks questions in a way where she actually wants to know the real.
Yeah.
Because she knows I will give it to her that way. I'm not going to filter it like, you just got to listen to what I say and just go with it. Or, yeah, your teacher is right. Listen to what they say all the time. I'm never going to do
No,
that.
understandable. But see, even I personally still believe, like I look at in history or whatever with Indians, Native Americans, the reason why they had such deep ties was because they had that bonding experience. 'Cause I'm telling you right now, I've seen what it's doing, and I watch what it does. No matter, even if you have that
For the masses.
even if you have that type of society still has more of a effect on your child because she's out
has
there
that
more.
stranglehold. Yeah, I don't disagree with
So
you.
my thing is like they're open. They have more. They're there 8 hours a day. Open influence. All kids see it like that. Yeah. But do you know what's going on in my world, Dad? That's what I mean. Like, if a kid says, "Hey, Dad, do you know who this person is?" I'm not saying you, but most parents be like, that's a good song, but back in my day, and they want you to. They're like, dude, you ain't taking time to get to learn who I am. So they're gonna they're gonna gravitate more to the people that are their age, that they feel understand them more. The teachers get to see them all day, so they're like, hey man, my dad doesn't talk to me about college, my dad doesn't talk to me about that, because that's their world. Versus homeschooling, you can get them ready for the real world. Like I tell my daughter all the time, she gets options, you know what I'm saying, and I weigh it out to her. This is what you can do, this is what could happen.
I'll give you a perfect example. So with my oldest, they're teaching them, for example, fractions. They're teaching them 5 different ways to do it, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, this is silly. It doesn't make sense. If you know and you're strong in doing it this way, you know how to solve it. So what I did, I talked to the teacher and asked, why are you doing it this way?
Because they change math every 7 years. That's a new model.
Not necessarily. The way she explained it was, all kids learn it differently. I'm like, okay, I understand that, but what if a kid understands it this way, and now you're going to ruin the method that they're comfortable with to get the right answer, doing it that way? Mm-hmm. What if you just taught it and not made it a part of your curriculum where it's right or wrong and affecting their grades? What's wrong with doing it that way? And she was like, oh, you have a good point, Mr. West.
They're not all doing that.
No, they're not. But
I'll tell you right now.
But the point I'm trying to make is, I make the concerted effort to be involved with said teacher that mm-hmm. has the 40 hours with my mm-hmm. child, to let them know, hey, you're not going to have that 40 hours, and I'm not going to have any interaction about it. I'm going to let you know that I'm here. I'm paying attention when they come home with what the shit that you're teaching them, to make sure that I'm okay with it. Or, nah, you're doing something that really isn't beneficial to them, and what can I do to supplement it better?
Oh, shit. I ain't gonna lie. I'm down with the homeschooling.
And that's fine.
No, I'm just saying, personally for me.
You know what I mean?
Because I know how I was in society. And that's how my daughter's like that, too. And it's a weird place when the masses take a stance against something. Like, remember when weed smoking was, oh my God, oh. Yeah. Even to a point, I remember when I was in high school, not even trying to be nasty, eating pussy was oh, you niggas eat pussy. Now these dudes
still
out
be
here,
like that though.
No, it's not. These dudes out here in booty hole. What are you talking about, cuz? What are you talking about?
I was making a joke, but at the same time, there's still I'm gonna call them the conservatives that are like, bad man no bow.
And even that, but guess what?
But they're getting caught up.
They do bow. They do. A lot of them do. That's why I say, cut the shit.
Yeah, real rap.
And I know the world we live in, and I know what it's like to try to fit in, and sometimes you overdo it. That's why I say I know people gotta take me in doses. I know that, and I know how much, and I know she asks questions like, all right, boom. One day she woke up screaming, right, daddy, SpongeBob's trying to eat my face. I said, what? Whoa. Do you want to know what she was talking about? She had a pillow that was a SpongeBob cutout. She's had this pillow for like 5 years. All of a sudden, he's trying to eat her face. Now, if you think about and I had to calm her down, but then I had to laugh about that. That's some artistic shit. Think about that. She's laid on his face, so she's trying to eat her face because his mouth is open.
No, I get it.
So I'm like,
I weren't there as soon as you said it.
So there was another situation where she's watching Magic School Bus, and she comes upstairs screaming. Now, mind you, this is a house we lived in Dedham, and I told my wife, this house is fucking haunted. Because I'd be in the basement, and I would see something just like, and I believe in energies. We'll get into that another day. But
no, I'm the same way.
But in my head, I'm like, yeah, this is that.
Which is weird because the energies you're talking about, I'm not really.
Well, I have negative energy. But so mind you, and I'm thinking she's like me because you know me. I gotta sleep. If I go to sleep in my house, every light is still on. Because my grandmother taught me that's how positive energy passes through. But she's in the basement like, oh, Dad, turn the lights off. I'm good. And she's chilling. She comes upstairs screaming, ah! So I'm like, what's going on? She's like, that show's creepy, Dad. I said, what are you talking about, Matty Scooper? She was like, yeah. So they just invade you like that? They just invade you? I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, they just shrink down into a micro size and just go in your nose without asking permission. I'm like, yo, I never looked at it like that.
Yeah.
But see, her, the way she see, and I told myself, that's how I used to look at things. And I think that's the problem that parents have. We've all become so old and fucking bitter. Be quiet or whatever.
Yes, I agree with you on that one.
You get a job.
But what that shows me with your daughter is...
She's touched.
Nah. I'm not going to say that about my little cuz. I'm going to say it's an alternate way of thinking that really is amazing.
That's why when I see little kids, I high five them like,
yeah.
See shit we don't see.
Well, I mean,
can you imagine?
The masses. The masses don't see.
No. Think about kids. They have not smoked no cigarettes yet. Their body is still pure against all that shit we put in it when
fuckery.
we get older. Cigarettes, Black and Miles, blunts, whatever. Like their brain is still on some other shit. So they see things like with wonderment still. We see things for what they are now. They have not been jaded
to
yet.
What we exactly.
They're not skewed. So I always see them and I'll be like, yo, the future's yours. So I be saying that shit.
And back to that topic before, that little girl that got herself handcuffed.
That wonderment is
it's gone.
Black and white now. The rainbow's gone.
Yeah.
So that's why when I see my daughter, our kids, whatever the case may be, and then sometimes I hear how they'll talk, and I be like, damn, they getting there, man.
I know.
Black and white. The world's not what they think it is anymore. That's why I'm just like, oh, don't give me. Sorry, everybody.
No, that was really on topic of the homeschooling and like what you can see and what you'll lack in certain areas and shit.
No, but and that's my thing. Like one last thing, like that's why I say kids and old folk are the most honest people.
And drunks.
Yes, and drunks. But in the retrospective, we'll keep it innocent. We'll say kids and old people.
When you're drunk,
I know, but some people can't stand drunk people. Like,
no, you can't. But at the same time, they gonna give you the real.
Like when I'm drunk,
you giving the real.
I be thinking, I be saying,
they be mad
one
at
thing.
fucking aggressive.
Yes,
but it's the real.
But it's just too much.
Unsober you is too much sometimes.
Nah, you know what it is.
You just took a pause.
We've lost. Funerals woke me the fuck up, but especially Wheezy's. We all think we have this unlimited time to get our shit together and all that. So like, I'm just very brutally honest from jump now, because I'm like, I can go to sleep tonight and not wake up.
Life is fickle.
You know what I'm saying? Blessed done. Like, we all take everything for granted. So that's why I'm just like, the way I think is just whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't think like normal people. Like, bro, I say this all the time. Think about your daily week, Monday through Sunday. If we act...
Sunday through Sunday.
Okay, I'm sorry, you're right. Sunday through Sunday. Boom. Monday through Friday. It's a rat race. It's a rat race. A bunch of people trying to convince other people of happiness that they're not achieving.
But that's what they're trying to program you with. But go ahead.
And that's what I'm saying.
I don't.
And no, you're right. That's what I'm saying. So, and I see that, and it bothers me. Like, yo, imagine if everybody actually did what made them happy in life. I think the percentage of people that die happy will go up. Like right now, I swear, man, nobody thinks about it until it happens. Boom! Now we had a funeral. Everyone was like, "Family, family."
See, here's the crazy thing with me. I love what I do. I'm an electrician. You know what I'm saying? I'm good with my hands, and I really do appreciate and love what I do. I have some times, like everybody, it's a sucky situation, but you got to get through it. But I love what I do. Beyond that, my personal time sometimes and other shit sometimes is what really be the fucked up part. My work life, to your point, I love what I do. So even though it is work, I don't look at it as, damn, it's a burden on me.
Okay, boom. Can I take it to another level for you though? What if your work life turned into something that you do for yourself and only yourself? That's when I be having that convo with you, it's not to not work. I don't knock people that work. Only people I knock are the ones that try to fool everybody else to their misery, but complain 24/7. I hate my job. And Now, mind you, if you have a trade that you love and
That's where I was going with it.
And I understand you love the trade, but I guarantee you still don't love the people you work for.
But see, here's the thing.
Because no man, I feel as a man, you are more a true man to that caveman shit more than anybody else. A true man comes and goes as he pleases. And this is just in work mode, I'm talking. We'll just keep it in work mode.
I'll keep it directly to work mode. And here's the thing that I have gotten myself to, that a lot of people in a trade should do to look at it differently. So in American society today, everybody wants to be an entrepreneur behind a desk or do something creative, either in an entertainment space or something close to that.
What we're doing.
So the trades are becoming a lost art. 70% of the graduating class is not going to touch a trade. So those numbers are dwindling. What that does for me
is it
puts me into a higher demand. So with that being said, my mentality is I'm a contractor. Even though I work directly for a company, I can move and shift to anywhere I want to and get something within 8 hours of when I leave said job and have something to do. I'm not worried about what you're talking about. Where a lot of people would. Being pissed off at my coworkers
no.
I know
and
things
know
like
you're
that.
Not, but then check this.
No, yeah. I just wanted to give you a little back on my mentality.
But then check this. This is why I'm always very up on people doing things for themselves. You'll pass away and you'll be remembered there maybe a week, versus you build a company that you now can have a payout going in your kids. That's legacy. You just established your timeline. Like, you put your place in a timeline.
I get what you mean.
You see what I'm saying?
I do.
And it's nothing against people. That's why I say do what you do. Be the best cashier. Just know you may not. Think about it. Employee of the week. People live for that shit.
I don't.
I know, but
No. I wasn't. I didn't mean to. I apologize.
No, and to the point, you don't. But the masses does. That's why they be like, oh, as employee of the month, because to them it's another notch on the belt to get closer to that next promotion. Because we all want, whether we admit it or not, we want to be remembered. I want to be remembered for not being the sheep. I want to be remembered for building something and leaving something back for my family. Because majority of the times, like I said, funerals woke me the fuck up. They just leave funeral bills. People that think you got a real will, knowing goddamn well we broke. And a bunch of fake ass relationships. Because, death makes you think about life for a little bit.
Right.
For a minute minute. And they like, hey, cuz, nephew, what's up? Yo, let's just get over the fact I stabbed you in the back and did the worst shit to you.
Yeah,
and let's be cool again because we blood.
Miss me with that
So,
shit.
you know what I'm saying? And that's all I'm saying. But anyways, with funerals, makes you think of time. And my thing is, I always think about time. Like, we in our 30s. And I was actually talking to a
Halfway
dude.
through it.
I was talking to a dude in the 70s the other day, and he goes, we was kicking it on some real shit. White dude, too. And he, older gentleman, and I made a comment, and I was like, yeah, I'm just trying to stay ahead of the day. He's like, man, the older you get, the closer you get to the inevitable. He's like, I'm 73, and my days go by like this. He goes, I wake up every morning at 5 trying to extend my next day. Versus the people that now wake up at 10, 11, 2 in the afternoon talking about, yeah, let's do something today. Nigga, the day
My day's
done.
over. My day's over.
And then on top of that, you got older gentlemen with money talking about they still now chase the day because they know the inevitable is coming. You're waking up at 5 in the morning to now get more out of the day versus when you were younger, waking up at 9 or 10.
I've been waking up before 5 a.m.
No, you don't sleep. Let's be real.
I'm talking about when I was younger.
Oh, okay.
I was waking up before 5 a.m. since I was in the 5th grade because of the school I went to.
Mm-hmm.
So that time of the day being started for me is a norm. So to your said point of 10, 11, 1, 2, I'm looking at them like, yo, the day's done for me or halfway through. Like, what are y'all talking about? Let's go get something started.
You know what's crazy?
Like, y'all are bugging.
When I was younger, on the weekends, I would think about it a lot. Because, you wake up at 1, and I'm like, and I would just time
even
it.
then, I never did that then.
I know, because y'all would be up early fixing y'all cars. Y'all was way ahead of your time mechanics. But I wake up at 1, and then I'll count the hours till sundown, and I get mad. Because I'm like, it was a nice-ass day, and I barely got to enjoy it.
You didn't even really do shit.
So, and then, boom, next thing you know, excuse me, the older you get, the quicker time goes. Like, bro, we're already in March. of 2020, summertime. We got kids, so I always tell people, especially if you have kids on their birthdays. Oh man, the sands of time are ticking.
You'll see how time flies.
My daughter's birthday is 12 days after mine, so when I age, she ages. It's like, god damn. So my point being is just like, people need to take their life more serious. That's all I'm saying. So if you enjoy what you do, keep doing it. But if you don't, why not build a legacy, especially if you're talented? I always tell you, I'm going to be that dude in your ear until you decide to do something. Because I'm telling you.
And I appreciate that. The thing with me is I respect and appreciate and love my craft. I love building.
But we're going to make sure you got we're going to make sure you have Niiice electronics on the side of the truck. That's what I'm saying. That way, when the time comes for you to be called, your kids already know, like, damn, daddy built, you know what I'm saying, a company
I've got
that's
recognition from said companies I've done projects for, said government buildings that have letters with my name on it in the building to this day. You know what I mean? So to your point of legacy, granted it's not huge, but it's something that I have my name to. So like with, not to go too far back to what you were saying, but I got employees when Employee of the Month was coming out, and they were pissed that I got it over them, and I was like, yo, you want this plaque? This shit don't mean nothing to me what I'm getting within this said company.
And that's all that's all I want. I just want y'all to know your talent's worth, and I want y'all to go for your own. Because, one, starting a business is not that hard, and two, you do a physical trade, so you have a head start on clients. Because they see you anyways. They know your work. So they have no problem with, you know what I'm saying, being able to call you up personally and getting your invoices, whatever. But I always say, like, I feel, especially to our kids, that if they could see that, like, yo, my dad did not have to go the route of everybody else. He actually started a business. That's why I started a business. 2-time felon. Do you know how magical that sounds? What? Dude, think about it. 2-time felon. Bless. Starts multi-million-dollar companies. Yo, my dude, I'm here. Do you know how motivation I should be for my daughter? And she's crazy with the ideas, with the drawing, with the comic books, all that. And that's why I always tell her, like, yo, we could start a book company. It's crazy. Whatever she want to do, let's do it. Because I always say, like, yo, even if they choose to go to college, they can never say that their parents never supported them. But without going too much down the road, we'll get on our last topic. You know what I'm saying? So did you now hear that lynching is a federal crime?
I did.
Like, the point of hanging somebody is to kill them. And the last time I checked, attempted murder, or manslaughter were crimes. So where was the confusion of doubling down and making lynching illegal for the matter, not just a federal crime? Now, slavery in America began in 1619, so it's fair to say American law is 401 years and 4,000 victims plus too late. Now, is the uproar in racism and racist crimes random, or would you say the words of their president, excuse me, he ain't my president, causing this to happen today? Do you think that Donald Trump has a lot to do with the racial uproar for now?
No. What I think is, he just gave them the voice to the forefront that they were doing anyway.
So the battery in the back?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
They were there in the shadows, but now you got somebody that's so brash that just don't give a fuck, that they can relate to, like, yeah, you know what? These niggers gotta go. I hate that nigger. That's my neighbor.
I think they were always there.
That's what I mean. They was always there.
Nobody
but
was hashtagging them.
That probably too. But see, the thing about, I just really want you to understand this about him. This is just my personal opinion. He don't like nobody. It just comes to the forefront because we're an easy target. But he don't like poor white people just as much as he don't like black people, period. Like, if you live in the middle America in a trailer or something like that, he don't want nothing to do with you.
Yeah, but those people think, they swear he for them, though.
He will hang out with Kanye West before he'll hang out with anybody in a trailer park. Let's keep it 100.
Yeah, but I think he only hangs out with the rich black people because he realizes how stupid our culture is to worship people that make music.
He worships money. He worships capital more than anything else.
Yeah. But that's why I say I think he's gonna sell this country out if he didn't already do it.
Yeah.
'Cause that's what businessmen do.
Yeah.
They do what's best for them, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? So, Now, are you with me?
Yep. I'm looking up something to make sure I'm gonna be absolutely accurate on it.
On what? What are you looking up? Please fill us in.
So the point to the point you were making of lynching, do you know that every 25 years, and I'm looking it up right now to confirm that, America has to vote to give the opportunity to black people to vote for president?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Why? What made you think of that random fact?
With that lynching thing, it goes, for me personally, it kind of goes hand in hand. It's like, y'all don't look at us as a people. So the fact that you're thinking, like, there was 3 or 4 people that the vote went across that didn't vote yes on making that a federal crime. Now, one of them, I understand where he was coming from, but he didn't understand the whole scope of what this vote meant. His whole thing was he doesn't want to do a life for a life. Basically, if you lynch somebody, you're going to get the death penalty. And his whole thing was, he's a liberal. He was like, I don't see taking a life for a life as being the right thing to do. So that's why he voted no. You know what I'm saying? So I was
Is
like,
it fair to
come
say
on, man.
it's time to purge?
Bruh, that shit's going to be crazy.
I'm asking you, is it time to purge?
I'll put it to you like this. If I didn't have kids,
do you think it's gonna get better or worse? Well, you do. Well, I got kids.
I don't think it's time to purge then. I'm gonna be real. Because it will make it worse on a long-term basis because, okay, if you're thinking purge on the sense of what the movie does for one day, it won't work that way. That purge will last a month before they can get society back in line. Let's keep it real. Let's say at 11:59, the purge is supposed to end at midnight, your kid gets killed. You going on a rampage, bro. Let's keep it 100.
No, all right, so
you are. Don't sit here and bullshit me. You are.
But she's not gonna get killed. You got me in my head right now because I'm like, fuck you.
You gotta be a realist though,
I am
bro.
a
If it's a purge, anything can happen. Anybody can get touched.
No, I'm saying as far as to get just. Yo, can we just get another planet? Can we get our own planet? I'm so sick of this. I swear. Fuck. I shouldn't say fuck Africa, but you know what I mean. Because it's still on planet Earth. Is my point. Can we just get the fuck away from these people? The whole climate right now is pissing me off. Cause then you got them. They make their stance. They don't like us, and then we got our own people that be like, but nah, peace. Let's just hug them. And then we had this dude that was here a couple months ago making it seem like if we just act like it doesn't exist, it'll get better. Like, yeah, I'm just trying to drive my 5-speed in the fast lane as fast as I could go. That's all I care about. Like, I just feel like this whole fucking world is crazy, bro. It's pissing me off because my brain's like.
Society has taught you to be selfish in a way. Where if your needs are not met for what you have for your happiness, then you're gonna do something to get to that point.
So my thing is, we're living on a dying planet.
Yeah.
And people don't.
No,
believe
I was just
that.
going to the point of the example you made.
Yeah, people don't believe that. Check the news. They're looking for new Earths every day. I'm telling you, one day we gonna wake up and all the rich people gonna be like, people of Earth, while leaving the atmosphere. We are God. This world has about 7 days to code. Like, we're fucked. And I'm telling you right now, that's why they're looking for other planets. But everyone's so focused on color and believing what they want to believe, because that's one thing I can't stand about racist folk. You today, go back to Africa. Like, bro, we were here first. You know about indigenous folk. Like, stop acting like you don't know about that. Even to the more important part, when Christopher Columbus got here, blatantly says it in the text that they seen Native Americans or indigenous folk. So y'all know y'all were not here first. So for y'all to make those comments, y'all motherfuckers is dickheads. Yeah. Then on top of that, y'all don't like Mexicans, but every fucking spring break, y'all Tim Carey and everybody want to go down there and woo in Mexico. But you don't like Mexicans. but y'all want to go to their land and celebrate.
They don't like Mexicans here. They'll go there.
Because we're still in their jobs. They're still in their jobs, right? But yet, if I go in the
I don't wanna
Shaw's or
touch that
Stop
one,
and
'cause
Shop,
that be that
there's a
shit.
fucking Robotnik custodian going around every aisle.
Following me.
Yo, you
I
should
be
see
feeling like that shit
Yo,
following
bro,
me,
when
bro.
I was here the other day, I was like, what up, motherfucker? Like, I was like, say something. Because I know you can. Like, this is how it begins. We are our own undoing. We seen Terminator and said, oh, that'll be cute. Let's do it. Like, that's why I get mad.
Who was it that
when
said we gotta take the
like,
battery out now?
That's why I get mad when you like those jokes that like force people to be dickheads. Like, oh, let's see if we could just have ourselves like let's circumcise ourselves, or like the guy online with the tweeting and shit.
Yeah,
like it's all fun and games till you give that asshole money, and now he's just using the world as his personal joke. Like, let's just see if we can create Terminator. Let's do it. Yeah,
I get what you mean.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
I get what you mean.
It's harmless when they broke. It's not when they got money and influence and power. Like somebody was pointing that shit out about it, the coronavirus. They're like, someone like they took the company, I guess, that released it. They was like, this is the motherfucking Rainbow Company from Resident Evil. I was like, get the fuck out of here. And sure enough, they turned the words around, and it's the raccoon. I know. I'd be going sometime.
No, I mean, it is what it is. It's like, it's certain things that you can pick up on, like, it be what it is.
But
like,
but the fact that they had to wait
prove me
this
wrong.
long to make lynching a federal crime is bullshit. I'll take my stance on that. Everything in America is bullshit right now. And I know they're going to be like, well, they
You know
go
what I'm
back
surprised
to
about?
Africa, bro.
You know what I'm surprised about? I don't know if you remember, and it's probably because he was gay, but do you remember when the gay dude got...
Why would I remember if he was gay?
No. There was a gay dude that got lynched, and they dragged him by their truck. This was like 15 years ago.
Yep.
I'm surprised that this statute didn't come out then because it was a white dude. But that's hence why I said
But he was
it was
gay.
probably because he was gay that they didn't do it.
You have to realize is that the law is not meant to protect us. It's meant to protect them. And only way it will protect you as a colored person or minority is if you got money. That's one thing I learned by going with jail.
But
You never get the court-appointed lawyer. You get your own paid. You get your own lawyer that you can pay for, because they'll tell you when the judge is having a bad day. Hey man, listen, this bitch is having a bad Christmas. She's mad. She's here. Let's postpone it because you're gonna get life today. Like on dogs, my lawyer would say some shit like that. Like, yo, if you ain't trying to do your 30, let's come back.
yeah.
Like, he's like, because you ain't gonna get probation today.
But do you realize, like, within the past 20 years, I'm being very light. It could go probably even 30. There's been more laws passed for the gay community than there has for the black community.
Don't get me started. Okay, question number one.
Wild.
I always say this. How long we've been fighting for our rights, and they say something and they get their own stuff.
Quick.
All stuff. So I
have nothing. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I have nothing against y'all. Whatever y'all want to do is what y'all want to do. That's y'all. But it's just wild to me that they make a big to do about something. They're getting something passed like that. A black person tries to do it, they're getting hosed down, gunned down, and arrested.
So now you're going to make me ask this last question. We'll ask one more question because I seen a post, and I kind of like the way it was stated. It said the world would accept a trans or whatever, somebody in transformation. And I'm laughing because I hope
Transition.
That's why I laughed. It wasn't because of what is going on. It's because I blatantly just fucked that whole saying up. They're willing to accept somebody in transition before they're willing to accept a felon who served his time and try and change his life. And I feel that is so true. It is true.
It is true. And as a society, it's messed up, but I kind of have a theory why.
Like, the stereotype on felons is crazy. And I tell people
and it's a huge stereotype. That's exactly what it is. It's a stigma.
Yo, felons are geniuses. You're mad that little Pablo learned how to make a couple million off a plant that grows naturally?
But that's one sector of felons. There's some that'll just...
No, I'm not talking about dogs. I'm talking about the mass, not killers or anything. Let's keep it light. Drug dealers.
Be specific
Tax
now.
evasion ass motherfuckers
Let's
that
be
learn
specific
how
now.
to get the paperwork right to get a couple extra million every year for taxes.
But to those said people that are evading taxes, the ones that do the white-collar crimes... like a Bernie Madoff. If Bernie Madoff got out of jail tomorrow, he'll get a job somewhere.
Who's Bernie Madoff and what did he do?
The Ponzi schemes. He was stealing. He was okay. So
Enlighten
what
us.
he was doing, you know, Bernie.
No,
You do.
enlighten me.
Shame on you that you don't. You into stocks as heavy as you are and you don't know Bernie? But anyway, he was taking said stars and celebrities' money and telling them he was invested in it in this and just keeping it.
Oh,
Long and short of the story.
oh, damn. Yeah, because you can't predict losses in the stock game.
Do you remember the movie Other Guys with Mark Wahlberg
Yeah.
and Will Ferrell?
Yep.
That movie is based on him, even though it was a comedy.
Oh, it is.
So the
Hilarious.
the British dude or
Yeah,
whatever
yep,
he was,
yep.
that's supposed to be Bernie.
Oh, okay, okay.
That's what he was doing was what Bernie did.
Oh, well, no, fuck that. Them dudes get like 7-10 years.
Oh nah, this nigga got like 300, bro. He's never coming home. He stole like almost $1 billion.
300 years. That's excessive. What's up with these years though? They be like, I'm serving you 300 life.
Federal,
Like, bro,
they don't
just-
give you life. They give you an exact number.
No, they don't. They say,
And they do it in months.
They come
That's
you
what's
in
messed
months.
up.
And niggas always see I said the N word because it's so funny.
Yes.
You want to know why I say the N word? Because it's only that certain.
Yo, they only gave me
They gave
600 months.
They gave me 300 months, and then they get back to their cell like, wait a minute, there's 12 months in 1 year.
Who didn't pass math?
Bro, I've seen dudes do that, but see, lucky for everybody that knows the feds, they got an amazing baseball program. And if you, yo, by the way, okay, can I ask you a question? Because people were at my neck about this. Do you think that calling another man ugly is suspect?
Oh, shit. I remember. I seen this.
Do you believe?
Hell yeah, that shit's mad suspect.
Now, why
It
do you
is.
think it's suspect? And we're gonna end on this note.
Why? Me personally, I try not to judge anybody off of anything that they're doing, but you're now judging almost a physical trait on somebody that is of your gender. Why? Why do you feel that's okay?
I know because Cuzzo said to me, he said, yo, you know how it be back in the day. You know, you be with the drug dealers or whatever. Like, oh, look at this ugly nigga right here. Now, mind you, this has never happened to me. Another man has never called me ugly. When the thought process I have behind this is, if you could come to the rational decision that I'm ugly, if I was cute, would you tell me?
The closest I would get to that is like, nigga,
gotta know.
what the fuck are you wearing?
You
Pink on
yeah,
blue?
yeah.
That's the closest I would get, and that's not calling
No,
you
don't get me
ugly
wrong. Get me wrong.
or calling you cute. None of
Don't
that
get
shit.
me wrong. I've been called ugly plenty of times by females, but my wife thinks I'm handsome, so I don't give a
Then you
fuck.
good.
But if
That's
another
all that matters.
man calls me ugly, I'm looking at him like, I don't know how, I can't even respond to that. I have so many questions. Like, that's your go-to to insult somebody? Is you calling another man ugly?
I don't get it. I don't personally.
So
get
I
it.
had somebody tell me, yo, nigga in the feds. This is the
Use the word.
This is the tone, because this is what he said. I'm just quoting him. This is the tone I believe he said it. Yo, when the feds, we was calling dudes ugly all day. Nobody was getting their head kicked in about it. So my thing was like, so you was in a facility with other grown men. Calling other grown men ugly. Yeah. And this dude was, he was coming at me. I was just baffled at the fact that I was fighting another man about his right to call other men
Another
ugly.
Bro, I'd have been like, you could keep that shit over there, bro, because if that's the way that floats in your
You
boat.
know what's crazy? Because the wife was even telling me, she's like, why you keep responding? And I was like, maybe it's the Hennessy.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Makes so much sense now.
Or maybe it's because I had a long day at work and I just needed to, nigga, fuck you. Because I'm just like, but I mean, it's pure, I guess it's pure fun. I would just stay in my opinion. I guess my opinion rattles people.
They don't know how to take it, especially people that don't know you. They don't know how to take it in a way where, yo, this nigga's at my neck. He's
Oh.
at my neck right now.
Well, it's not even,
Hold
I
on.
just,
Yo, it's the peacock effect. You know what a peacock does, right?
Well,
A
I
male
don't even-
peacock versus another male peacock, they got to pump their chest out and puff their feathers out to let them know I'm more dominant. So
Oh,
if
mean
you
it-
say something that feels like you're flexing your dominance to somebody that's like, oh shit, he's making me feel like I'm inferior, they're gonna try to come back at your neck.
I'm not calling no other girl. I don't even like staring at other dude. That whole grilling thing people do. I be like, what? What are you looking at? Like,
do I gotta
I be feeling weird. Like, bro, either punch me, say something. Like, I'm not. Why are we staring at each other right now? Like, is there a female behind me or something? Why are you staring at me? Then they be the ones that be like, what you looking at? Like, what? You've been staring at me for 10 minutes and you asking me what I'm looking at? I can't. This is how I know I'm now furthering away from the herd. I'm getting older. I'm the like, tight jeans is in. There was a day when I could just tell if it was a girl by the type of jeans they had on. I could look legs up. Now I gotta look neck down because you might be looking at a dude in some tight jeans. It's weird out here, cuz.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild west.
But how'd you like the topic show today?
Yo, it was amazing, man.
So you think we're gonna stick with the topics?
Yeah,
I like the topic talk.
I do.
The topic talk.
My man shortened it. The TT.
Yo, the titty.
Yo, see?
Titty
talk.
Titty talk. Titty talk. All right, so you have anything else you'd like to say? We can end it on this note.
Yo, man, I'm good.
You're good. Oh,
I'm good.
You just nice.
I'm always nice.
Well, I'm blessed. I'm breaking the fourth motherfucking wall in my salmon shirt. Yo, don't mind me, guys. I'm on some amazing stuff. Legal stuff, but jeez on rice, how am I getting home?
Not my fault.
Yo, I
people.
was in the first lane driving down here like da 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 da. You just see me, I'm like da 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 da.
People driving by you beeping.
I'm just la da da. Like, bro, when I get my daughter back, ultimate happiness reached. You don't understand what it's like to take 3 hits off a joint and just. It's like you're the first. It's like the first time you've ever gotten high. I tell people all the time, get off of Fonto. Stop rolling leaves. Detox for 2 days and smoke a joint. It's like the first time you've ever smoked weed. You'll start to enjoy it again, and things become positive. And I'm blessed, and I don't want to keep getting into this shit. So, guys, be good. We'll see you guys next week.
That's right.
Breaking the fourth wall.
We
See you
out.
later.